Well, no time like the present to get the old Trooper Coupe into the shop, hang a couple panels. It's Thanksgiving and got a little time today, me and my dad, to put it in the garage, and I don't know, we'll see where we get to. There's definitely a lot of really nice Team Z parts put in this car for stability. We'll be doing pretty well with it this year in 2024. This car's super light. I'm like pushing it with like one arm. Oh, my old dad over there just killing it. He's my main engine today. If you're just now joining us here on the channel, this is my 1990 Ford Mustang Fox Body Coupe. This is an old State Highway Patrol car from 1990. We saved this earlier in the year, late last year. Bought it for about $4 grand here on the channel. Got a really killer deal on it. Had a bunch of parts in it. We ended up doing a sponsorship with Team Z. As you can see, the whole car is pretty much Team Z'd out, including the upper and lower adjustable torque boxes that were practically ruined in this car. This car was out of shape. It was over at McBride Racing where they were doing a bunch of fabrication to it. They straightened the car out, welded the Stifler subframe connectors in, put the boxes, upper and lower end, the anti-roll bar, the 10-point chrome molly cage, and the tubular. So that gets you guys caught up. Guys, here on the channel, I'm always talking about getting your shit off the jack stands. I'm always trying to keep my cars running and being competitive like I do here with my white car. I figured I had a little time here on Thanksgiving, do a little bit of work, get my shit off the jack stands, because I'm always preaching that on my channel. It always starts with one bolt, one nut, and one idea and a plan to get the shit done. So as far as the format of the video goes, we're trying to get this 387 down in the black car this weekend so we can start doing some footage on it, but the white car takes up the lift. So we got a couple things we need to settle up with this before the black car comes over and gets its engine. In the meantime, I don't want to waste any time. We're going to go through that pile of parts that's sitting back here with my Trooper Coupe stuff, and we're going to start hanging some panels. I don't know how far this video will go, so we'll see where we end up. I'd like to put the fenders and the bumper on at the minimum, maybe even possibly hang the doors. Hell, I don't know how far we're going to get. But let's get to the back and check out the car parts that we got to hang. If I'm being honest, folks, this build is literally at stage 1. I guess with all the reinforcements done in it, pretty much ready for some horsepower. The theme on this car is going to be a true street style daily driver. It's going to be lightweight, number one. It's going to make just enough power to be very competitive in the H-pattern stick shift classes, no prep and NMRAs and all the other classes that I plan on racing in. And we're just gonna basically have fun with it. It's gonna be a daily driver, true street model type car. It's gonna have most of its interior without it being too overbearing with weight. You know, it is gonna be missing some stuff because I wanna keep it lightweight, but it's gonna be the lighter weight version of what we did with the white car in 2023. So I've been collecting these parts for some time now. Over here in this corner. It's not exactly the best storage in the world, but I'm not super worried about the paint because it still needs to be wet sanded and buffed. We're going to do that after put together. But I got 35 spline Mosier axles with 5/8 studs for my double bead locks. I'd like to put the bumper, the two fenders on, maybe put the spat on, maybe get to the doors in the back, set the hood on. I don't know. I'd like to get some of this space back for the shop so I can store the white car back here instead of putting it in storage. So first things first, fenders up, got a lot of glass and a lot of trim get figured out here. Gonna put the bumper on. Now this bumper had to be fixed quite a bit, but I didn't want to run with a Remand bumper. We just went with an OE one, and the guy who painted the car repaired it for me. He did a really nice job with it. As there was a crack in it somewhere, I think it's right there, which it wasn't terrible, but it was bad enough. So you can see I got some strange brake stuff already going. I got the rear brakes for this. I need to buy the front. I got a bunch of trim to do. A little bit of the lightweight interior stuff like the plastics, but got a couple spats here. Missing a couple studs. I'll just probably rob one for the other just so I can get it mounted. We're gonna probably end up putting a big bullhorn setup on this car. So we'll probably end up putting 2 holes in this. But I got to put them on before I put the fender on. Cousin Paul did a really nice job with these. These are the ones that were out of one of our other coupe builds. They're not perfect. You can still see the pitting, but what we do here at the shop is we do a lot of sanding, and sometimes we'll put the polyurethane on it underneath of it, and then we'll paint it with SEM. Good enough, folks. It looks pretty good. I think those things are getting pretty expensive at this age. So we will grab the next thing in transition here, which is the other fender for the passenger side. There we go. So that's a good start. This is the OE bumper that had been repaired. It's gonna fit real nice. Today, I'm not gonna overwhelm myself. I'm gonna try to get the fenders and the spat and the front bumper on, at least most of the hardware with it. And then we'll just see where we get to with the video. I may end up hanging quite a bit more than I expected. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, but today's Thanksgiving, so I'm taking my time. Got a few hours to do some film for you guys, and I figured what better time to utilize my extra time that I have for once than to get some of these panels hung. Guys, stick around, man. I'm excited. I'm getting kind of motivated to start hanging some of this shit up. If I had the rubber seals, I would go ahead and just stick the quarter windows in, but we'll save some of that stuff for another video. For right now, I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'll come back with another battery because it's about to die. See you in a second. So I think we're gonna go ahead and put the doors on. There's a couple plates here that go inside the bracket right here. I resurfaced some of these old strikers, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. This will allow us to actually hang the door and close it, you know, kind of test fit it. The 6 bolts here with the 2 plates. I would definitely like to see this car, couple doors, front end, and maybe just set the hood on just to kind of see when we know what we're looking at. These things have like a pad on them. Pretty easy to put in. Not gonna make it like just put it in finger tight for now because we're gonna have to adjust it. So it looks like these plates are already here on the back. They're just missing the bolts. Do that on both sides. Pull this old tape off. This used to be like a data plate. The old SSP color, the cream color. Now we're gonna be cream coloring the top and the back half of it, like Florida had it with their SSBs. So it's gonna look kind of cool. We're just gonna do the vinyl. That way we can peel it if we ever want to, you know. So we'll go ahead and get this off now. It's all kind of one piece. We're gonna end up kind of taking it apart. Just got a couple bolts there, a couple bolts there. We're gonna end up putting another one here, but like I said, we can do that stuff at another time. It's one bolt at a time, man. It's just getting your shit off the jack stands. And I got a lot of work to do to this coupe, but we're gonna make it to where we can drive it, race it, and do one thing at a time. Correctly, we had the cow panel replaced. You can probably see the red color inside here. This actually came out of one of our parts cars. That was really nice cow panel. This car actually had its hood come up, which when the hood comes up, it pretty much ruins this area here. And this whole cow panel, when it bends in, it pulls this one back, and then your hood never actually sits correctly anymore. You have to take this whole cow panel out and replace it. And you can see what they did here with the gluing and everything. They did a nice job with it. But this is the Team Z core support. But that's very strong, to be honest with you. A lot stronger than the stock one would ever be. Definitely lightweight. It's chrome moly. We'll be able to mount our twin turbos down here, tubular K member, and the AFCO shocks and everything that's going on here. We're going to be putting on eventually, but we got to hang some panels first. So we got some quick tape to take off, and we're going to hit this up with just a little bit of Rust-Oleum. Just a quick... Happy Thanksgiving. I got the entrusted help of a 72-year-old man. High five. Appreciate you, Dad.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
I don't know why it's loud. It's making me loud.
We'll explain that later.
There we go. Me and my dad are going to carry up the driver's door and hopefully not ding or dent it. It shouldn't be too bad. The bolts here ready for the brackets. All he's going to do really is kind of help me just kind of keep it in place, and with the striker kind of where it needs to be, it's going to help him with the latch. We'll be able to put the door in, secure it, put the other door in, secure it, and I can always mess with the alignment another day, and then we'll start working on the fenders and stuff. So let's get that far first. So it's kind of nice that I'm digging through this pile back here because I'm able to get some of my moving blankets back and get this area back as well. So looks like we're starting with the passenger short door, Dad. Yeah, it's a little bit better. we readjusted it. These are those pins in there, those plates, you can see where we readjusted it. But those plates in there move a little bit, so it's able to, you know, move it back. I'm not worried about the latch or the door handle or anything. These are like knick-knack stuff I can do later. We'll just stick some painter's tape right here to keep it from moving. But remember, we don't have the weather stripping or any of the rubbers or anything in, so we're just kind of getting it set up. All right, we got the passenger door on, and now it's time for the driver's door. Okay, not bad. We got them hung pretty much where we wanted them. Got them adjusted pretty good. Body line looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what it looks like as far as the doors are concerned. At least I don't have to mess with those. We're on to the fenders. This is the moment of truth to see if any of this stuff lines up with the door without actually dinging it. You guys know what I'm talking about, but this shouldn't take too long, as I'm going to take some of the bolts and nuts off of this and use it on the new front end stuff. So I'll call that a win. It's all about getting your shit off the jack stands. It's what I preach here on the channel. Getting these parts off the ground back there kind of makes me feel better, because they've been sitting there for a long time and it made me worried about getting them dinged and nicked and all this other stuff. Okay, so we're making our final push to get the rest of the fenders lined up. Now, unfortunately, we have to use some of the hardware that's not painted or whatever. I don't really care. This isn't a show car, it's a go car. So, but it didn't have any brackets. This is the lower fender bracket, and there's an actual item that I want to show you. And there's a reason why I got all these little washers here. I know you probably can't see all that well, but there's a little clippy here that goes behind the area here. See it? And for the record, this area is not for jack stands. You can see how I bring it in, and there's this little gap here. Now I know the door's kind of off, but you can always stick a washer behind it. I'm gonna put two behind it, and then we're gonna put the mounting bolt up in there, and then up in here. So you can see how the door's off a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and bring it down and move it. This is especially good for those folks that have a fender that's completely off, you know what I mean? It's definitely coming together. Sometimes you just gotta get your shit off the jack stands, one bolt at a time. We got our door nice and lined up. We got it actually working. It closes nice and easy. Look at that, dude. For a car that's been beat up, bent, was in an accident in the front, that's why it's missing its clip. That's pretty good. Same with this side. Perfect. Look at the alignment of this Team Z front tubular. I was able to speed nut this just like the factory had it. It's perfect. Now that cowl was removed like I had told you, so there's a little bit of an alignment issue that I'm seeing here, but really no problem. So we should have the hardware we need right here for the speed nuts that are on the actual front bumper. Just got to take them out right there, 7/16. Also got to put the spats on. All right, we made quite a bit of adjustments today. Got the whole bumper on with the braces. We got to put these two little things on, but that's okay. Got the spat and everything. We're actually going to reinforce the bumper and put a little tab. Instead of doing the one long fender like stabilizer bar, we're just going to put a chassis tab here and put, I think that's a pretty good idea on both sides. Anyways, we got our hood hinges in. We got our fender lined up pretty good. The doors are on. I mean, we just got little knick-knack stuff to finish. We're going to clean up the front bumper and put the hood on real quick, just to kind of give it that effect. And we'll end this video. But I appreciate you guys watching so far. I didn't know how far we was going to get. I mean, once you start getting momentum one bolt at a time, then it's just like, next thing you know, you got half a car done or half a project done. That's pretty much all I got for the video. I just want to keep you guys motivated here on the channel. keep you guys updated what's going on here at the shop. Hopefully maybe that could inspire you or motivate you maybe to work on your Fox body Mustang. If you guys enjoy this sort of content, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, let me know what you guys think. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Check out that join button. Appreciate all my members, they get exclusive content to the channel. But outside of that, I just appreciate you guys watching. Still got a lot of work to do. We will see you soon in the next video.